So, woman files for divorce because her man went broke. She claims she didn't agree to stay if he went broke. Now, the post says, today makes 2 years since my husband proposed to me, married in June. When I said yes to a protector and a provider. I did not agree to marry a man that would end up broke at some point in our lives. I am extremely beautiful. I'm an extremely beautiful woman, and I deserve a man that knows his job is to always take care of me and my children. I did what I did because promises were made to me that were broken. I don't care what anyone think about me. I'm best. I'm the best thing that happened to that man, and I will be even better with my next husband. I can't read that last line because the timer is blocking it. And it basically said I filed for divorce. I think this is a very interesting topic for the idea of 50-50, right? I do think that in most cases, and me personally, I was raised in a Muslim family. So when I went to religion classes, I was taught that you have to take care of your wife. But nowadays, is that always ideal? Is that always realistic? It's not. And this is why you shouldn't marry somebody for money. And this is why men should have the be intuitive enough to know if somebody is after your money, and which why you shouldn't lead for money. Because, all right, let's be real. In most cases where I had more money, and I had a girlfriend, I was taking care of her most of the time. I was taking care of most things. If I was making 10K a month, 12K a month, I've even made 15K a month, and I did that for a few consecutive months. But I was taking care of things, and there was times where I was making 2,000 a month. There were times where I was making 5,000 a month, right? And when I was making significantly less, I wasn't with a selfish, arrogant, narcissistic woman that said, I'm the best thing to happen. I'm not doing nothing. No. And this is why you don't want to marry a selfish broad. And any woman who has that mindset, you leave them immediately. Show this to your girlfriend, show this to your wife, and that's their mindset. You're in for a rude awakening because God forbid if you ever go broke, you know, they're going to leave you because it's very clear why they're there. Because, all right, say if you fall on hard times and you can't pay the bills for maybe a quarter of the year, she's gonna leave you? But that's a clear indication of a selfish woman. She's selfish, and not only she's selfish, she's arrogant, and she doesn't see men as as more than just a wallet, because clearly she didn't love that person. Clearly she didn't care about that person. She decided to just leave that man because he wasn't providing. A lot of these women are analogous to prostitutes because it's like, oh, money's there. All right, I'll do it. It's a completely transactional relationship. And I don't think that's something that anyone wants. And that's why you have to evaluate these kind of women. Yeah, they may be cool to have fun, but if you're serious, you want to get married, don't marry these kind of women. Because when you fall on hard times, it's supposed to be for better or for worse. Those are vows that you say, right? At least I know that's what I've heard. But it's not just about money. And then even still, with the women that don't like the 50-50 thing, it's like, well, okay, well, all right, we don't want to go 50-50, but and if I'm paying for everything, right? Let's say if I'm making 80,000 a year or 70,000 a year, my wife is making 120 or more thousand a year, and she's making more than me, but yet I'm still paying for everything. On off rip, that is a selfish person. If she's seeing that you're sitting there paying for everything and she's making more money than you and she doesn't have as many bills and she's saving up her money and doesn't have to pay anything and sits back and watch you pay that is a selfish woman. That shit is disgusting, right? Those women don't deserve to be married. But you can't just blame the women. At some point, as men, you have to take some responsibility. You have to have a level of awareness to understand that this is not a type of woman that I want to be married to. This is not the type of woman I want to have kids with. And if you don't have the awareness to understand that, if you're not intuitive enough as a man to understand that this is not somebody that should be married, then that's on you, and you deserve everything that that woman puts you through. Because at some point you have to have a level of awareness, because that shit is disgusting. It's ridiculous. In 50-50 relationships, it's more reasonable nowadays, even if it's 60-40, 70-30. But to say that, if a man's making, certain amount a year and his wife is making more and he's still paying everything, she's just selfish, you know? And that's not the type of person you should be with.